Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the ATCM 1000. We've got the drivers lined up ready on the grid. We're just waiting for the lights to come up. The start of the great race. Here we go.
Hi all, hope you're all well. You join me today at a beautiful track located at Bathurst, New South Wales, and we're going to be watching qualifying and top 5 shootout here today for ATCM's Bathurst 1000, which the actual great race will commence tomorrow at 11:30 if I'm not mistaken, and I'll be streaming the full race at 161 laps then as well. I'm just getting it set up so we can go and have a look at free practice, which has 13 minutes left. There we go. We're riding on board with Cooper Shipley currently. As he heads down through the dipper, headed towards Forest Elbow. So there's going to be an hour for qualifying and then top 5 shootout after that, where each driver gets 5 laps to, oh sorry, not 5 laps, 1 lap to complete a time. As Cooper Shipley's wrapping down to the last corner, which is Murray's corner. We're right on board with Shipley for this lap. As he gets pulled up for Hell Corner. Missed his apex there a little bit, gets a bit of wheel spin as well. I haven't done many laps with these cars, but they're pretty hard to wrap around this difficult track, especially as you head down the mountain here. Across Skyline and through the dipper is really hard to get it pulled up for. We'll see how Cooper's able to do it this lap. Go down to third, down to second. Some people grab first. Shipley doesn't, as he gets it turned in for the dipper. And then nice run down to Forest Elbow. Grabs first there. That was really nice through there. As he heads down Conrod Straight. Reaching around 280, I think, at the end of the straight, but we can have a look here. Yeah, he grabbed 279, I think, there before heading into the hard braking zone into the chase. He seems to be catching up to Bill Cosmeriquez, and Bill moves out of the way and lets him pass. See what type of time this is going to be for Cooper. His best currently is a 209.4. Comes across now with a 208.8. Oh, a bit of a lock up there for Cooper into the first corner. My bad there. Heads up Mountain Straight. Turns at the Quarry Bend, or seemed to be a bit understeer there for Cooper. So we're going right along here with Sean North for a little. He's partnered up with Bill Cosmo for the race, who has yet to complete a lap, I'm pretty sure. Or right along here with Drop Bear, also known as Sunderland. In this beautiful mobile livery done by Cooper Shipley himself. Gets a little bit taily there. Go right along with James Delaney now. He's heading through Solomon Park. This is Apex there a little. I think he's out on an out lap. He heads through the dipper. Now we've had Daniel Cicluna also come join us. Right along board with James Delaney for this lap and see what he's able to get out of the car on his first lap. He is one of the quick guys who we should be expecting to be up the front, as well as Daniel Cicluna. When it comes to Bathurst, Flub is the king. You never know, he might have a mess up. He might fluff it. Ooh, really struggled to hit the apex there in Quarry Bend. See how he is into the cutting. Nice and late on the brakes. Gets the car turned in. There's a bit of oversteer there for him. Through Griffin's Bend. Into Reed Park. Now into Solomon Park. Solomon Park, sorry. Right up against the wall there. Now he's heading into McPhillamy. Now over Skyline. It's really easy to mess a lap up there into the S's. And now into the Dipper. He got it really nicely through there. This is probably a good sector. Oh, he seemed to touch the wall a little bit there, and then a bit of a lock up. He still recovers and gets it turned into Forest Elbow. And now he's got the long run down Conrod Straight. They've only got 3.5 minutes to go to quali. What sort of lap's this for Delaney? It's a 2:08.3. That puts him straight to the top of the ladder, and that's his only first lap. Nice through there too. Right along with John Wade here. He's in the John Sands livery, number 18. As he heads down Conrod. His best laps are 2:10.3. And we've just had Brown go quicker. Oh wait, no. Cicluna go quicker with the 2:08.891. That's really close to Cooper Shipley's 2:08.828. We'll go right on board with Sean North. As he's heading into the cutting. Heading down Skyline into the S's. And now head down towards the Dipper as we lose him for a second, but we've got him back. Gets it turned in nicely there. See what sort of laps the Cluna's on for here. That's a 207.2 there for him. A tiny bit slower than James Delaney's 207. Now we're going to have to get back to you as we're going to do a switch for quali.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the ATCM 1000. We've got the drivers lined up ready on the grid. We're just waiting for the lights to come up. The start of the great race. Here we go.
Okay, hi all, welcome back. You join me now in qualifying. We're right on board with Sunderland for now. So he's the first out on track. He's teamed up with Angus Wells. So they've chosen for Sunderland to do qualifying. So he's rounding the last corner for his first lap. As we have Sunderland coming through Quarry's Bend. Headed up towards the cutting now. Really easy to lock a left front here. He keeps it under control and really easy because of the elevation change out of there to get a bit of wheel spin. It's flat through Reed Park here. Now you come into Simon Park, which takes you across the top of the hill for this really fast left-hander that is flat, barely. And we come into McPhilliby. Now we head towards the run down the hill over Skyline. Take a bit of curb, but not too much. You want to get it nice and straight so you can get the power straight down. Get a nice run down here to the dipper. Sorry, not the dipper. Forest Elbow. Yeah, mind blank there. And that corner really matters because you had this huge back straight. You're getting just barely to around 279 here, depending on what rear wing you're running. And then you head into the chase, which is really hard to get perfect. See there, he's taking a bit too much curb and that's just thrown him out. We'll see what type of lap we're going to get here from Sunderland. He turns it into Murray's corner. Not very nicely through there, but now he heads down pit straight and that's a 2:12.8 for him. Now we'll ride along with Starkey, who's just gone through the chase and is heading down to Murray's Bend now. Murray's corner, sorry. He also struggles a bit to get it turned in, but the tyres are just getting up the heat. He goes around 8/10 quicker than Sunderland. And Seclune has just come across with a 2:07.3. Now we have Brown heading down Conrod. He's only on an out lap though. We'll ride along with Daniel Secluna then. He's the first in line. So he heads through Quarry Bend up towards the cutting. We'll have a look from the chase camera to see how his car's acting. He's in the famous Greens Tough livery. So he seems to grab 4th across McPhillippi and then go back down to 3rd, then back up to 4th. And down to 2nd for the S's, and then 2nd for the Dipper. Some people grab 1st there, but he seems to grab 2nd only. And he'll get up to 3rd now and then get late on the brakes into the Dipper. He only goes down to 2nd here, as most people go down to 1st and grab 2nd early. You can't argue with him when he's doing these sort of times. He gets it turned in perfectly there for the chase. That would be a really good run. I wonder what the rest of his lap was like. Let's see. He could mess it up here into Murray's corner, but no, he gets it parked perfectly as Starkey goes, oh, and then he grabs the curb and it puts him into the wall. He still gets a 2:06.8 though. I wonder how much time he lost there. And we had Starkey go across with a 2:11.1. Now we got Bill Cosmo rounding Forest Elbow as he heads down Conrod. Right on the chase camera to see how his car's turning in at the chase. You can't make any... Another thing that we brought in for this great race is for quality your setups are locked and the race, the setup is locked. So teams have had to work on a setup throughout the week or the last couple of months even to get it dialed for how they like the car. That's a 2:10.4 for Bill. That puts him up to 2nd. Next in line we have Sunderland, who's coming into Forest Elbow now. See what type of lap Cosmo Riquez is on. He's still sitting in 2nd with his 2:10.4. With Brown with a 2:10.8, not too far behind, and then Starkey Brown with a 2:11.1, and I think it's something Cutchy with a 2:11.2, and Sunderland with a 2:11.9. And Cooper Shipley's yet to complete a proper lap. That's a 2:09.9 for Bill. Next in line we have Sunderland, seeing if he can do any better than his 2:11.9. isn't. He did better his lap then, but it wasn't valid. I've had Kutchi go better with a 210 flat, basically. And we've got Brown coming through the last corner. Takes a bit too much curb there. I think that's going to hurt his lap time. Yeah, he doesn't go any better. Bill Cosmo comes across with a 209.8. He's gone even better. Bit of a lock inside left there. Lock up for Bill into the first corner. We'll ride along with Bill for a lap. Oh, and Bill's gone off there. Oh, he's into the sand trap there. That's going to hurt him. His lap will be invalid now as well. We've got Kutchi just gone through the chase. Chasing Bill's time, which is 209.8. And we have Cooper Shipley coming through Murray's corner. What sort of lap's he on? That's a 210.9 for him. That's keeping him inside the top 5. We're 15 minutes into quali now. The SD Goods machine is flying around the mountain. Oh, and he grabs the curb there and he's into the wall at Skyline. I'm just going to get a track map up. No point, it doesn't work. So Cluna's back on track now. As Cooper comes through the chase, let's go over see what sort of lap he's on. Sorry, I forgot he hit the wall there. We've got Brown. I will be back in 1 sec. I'm back. I just had to speak to the stolen DeLuca goods man himself, and he may join us little bit later to give me a hand in the commentary box. Have we seen anybody go quicker? No. Cooper Shipley's back on track now as well. We'll see what sort of... Oh, bit loose through there for Brown. Gets it right out to the left-hand side to get a nice run down to the chase. Gets it turned in nicely there. Takes just the right amount of curb there. He's coming into the pits. We'll see what sort of lap Bill Cosmo's on. See he's heading down to Murray's corner. Looked like he had it turned in nicely there. What's the rest of his lap like though? It's a 2:10.5 for him. So we have Daniel Cicluna coming through the dipper. We'll ride along with him for the rest of this lap. Turned in nicely to Forest Elbow there and gets the power on really nice and aggressively. Sometimes that can't work for you as you get too much wheel spin, but he handled it perfectly through there. Gives us a little flash of the lights there. It's headed down into the chase. Takes just a little bit of curb there. Probably just as much as you would want to take. I wouldn't be taking any more. See how he gets it turned in here into Murray's corner. Turned in nicely there. Gets the power on nicely too. That's a 2.07.7, sorry. Now we have Bill Cosmo coming into Skyline. Looks like he got it turned in pretty nicely there. As he headed through the dipper and now down towards Forest Elbow. Oh, he was really close to the wall there on the left hand side. Oh, and he's into the wall out of Forest Elbow. That's not going to help that lap. As we see Sunderland coming on a lap here. What's that going to be for him? 2:13. Not any better. We do have Cooper Shipley now heading into the chase. Gets it turned in really nicely there. That's a 2:10.1 for him. That puts him up in the 4th position. Has a little bit of a left front lock up there. just going to see if I can get the chat up just in case. Just heard from Scooney, he's doing some shootout practice in the chat. Cooper Shipley's put himself up in the second place now with a 2:09.1. James Delaney's back out on track. Sorry, he's out on track now. He's wrapping the last corner on his out lap. We'll stick a lap with him. Right inside the car with James as he wraps Quarry Bend. Now he's headed up to the cutting as he gets it turned in nicely there, and he's on the brakes really late, but that means that he's run wide. He's coming through McPhillamy Park. There's a bit of cloud cover here today. That might be affecting the track temp. Oh. Seems like he might be pushing a little bit too hard here. Trying to get to Daniel Cicluna's 2:06.8. We've already got James Delaney with a 2:08.4. That puts him up in the second, but he wants to get as quick as Cicluna and quicker. As he comes into the chase, he's catching up to Bill Cosmeriquez now. Bit of a lock up there. I think that was because he was a bit late with the gear change. And that's a 2:07.8 now. Bit of wheel spin there. Out of Hell Corner, and now he's on Mountain Straight. He's within a couple, I think within a second of Bill Cosmeriquez now. This might get in his way of this lap. I'm pretty sure it will. It's right on the back of Bill now. It's right behind him, headed right on the bonnet, headed into the... Oh, I don't know what I'm saying. Now they're headed down towards the dipper. Bill looked pretty good through there, to be honest. Now they head down to Forest Elbow. Bill's a little bit earlier on the brakes and he goes tight. He might be up on his lap time. That might be why he's not wanting to let Flood past. Now right on Bill's bonnet. Bill has to let off there to let James through. Now they go through the chase. Flub got a really good exit out of there. I wonder what sort of lap he's on. I don't think it'll be any better though. Bit of a lock up there for Bill. Flubber goes across with a 208.8 and Bill with a 211.8. Right along with Brown. Takes a hell of a lot of curb through Murray's Corner. Now we'll ride along with Cutchy, who's heading down Conrod Straight, towards the chase. Right over to the left hand side and hook it into the right hander and hard on the brakes just after the 150 metre board. Make sure not to take too much curb there on the inside or outside, as these cars aren't too fond of them, and it can kick you out like it just did then. Just after the 100 metre board, hard on the brakes, trail braking into Murray's Corner. Get on the pound nicely but not too hard. And Cutchy crosses the line there with a 216. And you brake just at the change on the right hand side in the sponsors on the billboard. Now you head up Mountain Straight, which is a pretty long straight for most tracks here in Australia, but it's nothing compared to Conrod Straight. Cutchy's heading down through Skyline now. Looks really, and it's sideways there into the dipper, and she's into the wall. He's into the wall. Okay, now we'll go right along with Cooper Shipley, who's on a lap. See how he's going along. Oh, Cooper's back end really kicked out there into Forest Elbow. We had Cooper Shipley come across with a 2:11.8 there. Daniel Cicluna seems to be back out on track. I'm pretty sure he's practicing his top 10 runs as he's wrapping the last corner. That's a 2:67 now that for him. That's his quickest lap. Right along with Bill Cos. Oh, he's on an out lap. See what Cooper Shipley's up to. So he's coming down through the S's towards the dipper. How's he get the SD Goods machine going? Looks pretty good through there. He seems to be driving the absolute rails out of this car. He's pushing as hard as he can as he gets really close to the wall there, and he ends up losing it. Right along with Cooper Shipley again. Right on board with Cooper Shipley. I just thought now I've got the chance, I'll have a little bit of a talk about the race tomorrow. So it's going to consist of 161 laps around this great track, which is like the full Bathurst. I will just give you some more of the event details. I'm just going to them in the Discord because I don't know them off by heart. Okay. So we're going to kick off at 11:30 tomorrow. So it'll probably finish around 5:36 because it's probably about 6 hours or something of racing. So we are running no safety car, but there will be virtual safety cars. So if someone has a big crash, that'll bring some strategy into the race. So right after this, after the 23 minutes has gone through, we'll go into the top 5 shootout. So 3 people are going to miss out, sadly. Originally we did have it set as a top 10, hoping we would get some more entries, but we've only been up as a Discord for about 3 months. So there is a bit of a lenient there. Just think about it, we got double. There's 2 drivers per car, so which is really good. And we do have a double car entry. So a team entry which consists of the Brown Brothers Racing, which includes Starkey and Brown, and then C. Brown and Glastonbury, I think. Not sure how to say that, or Glaster. So they're a 2-car team. They're the only 2-car team in the race. Yes. We did also have another 2 entries, but sadly they had to pull out for some reasons. But it is a pretty good event. I will also be making an announcement at the end of the race tomorrow about something that might be coming in the future, which will be really good. I'd like to give a big thanks to Delta Racing though, as our event originally was planned to have qualifying on Friday and the top 5 on Friday and have the race on Saturday, but it was a bit hard for people to make that, so we ended up moving the qualifying to today and the race to Sunday. And big thanks to Delta Racing for pushing and cancelling that event that they had planned on that day. Real big thanks. They're also letting us use their mumble server for the race control and everybody to talk to each other, which is really helpful. So big thanks to them. I'd also like to give a big thanks to Cooper Shipley. He's done most of the work for getting all of this set up, and I think it's really good. So I hope his team can hopefully get a podium tomorrow. That'd be a really big thanks to him for everything that he's done. It's been a lot of workload on him, but he's really strung to the occasion because he's made liveries as well. He's made this one, and I think he also made this one maybe, I'm not sure. May have made that one. I do know he made, there's no one in the server with that car, but the mobile racing one, which consists of Sunderland and Angus Wells. So big thanks to them. Now we have Cooper Shipley coming through McPhilliby Park and now down into the skyline and through the S's, and he's headed down towards the dipper now. Really easy to lock a left front into there, but he gets it done nicely. I do know he has about a 208 in him, I think, or maybe even a 207. But Cicluna and Delaney are pretty far ahead of the rest of the field, sadly. Gets it really nicely done through there. Now he heads down towards Murray's Corner. Gets it stopped nicely there and on the power, really nice. Comes across for a 209.2 there. Just a little bit off his best. James Laney's come out on the track now. He's on his outlap. We'll join back with him a little bit later. We'll ride along with Bill Cosmariquez now as he's coming through Reed Park now. Now I come across the top of the hill. He isn't flat through there. That will be losing him a couple of tenths through there. Now Bill's headed down. Oh, he was really close to the wall there through Forest Elbow. Go join Kachi, who's into the wall, it seems, out of the last corner. We'll go back with Bill, who's coming around the last. Oh, and he gets really sideways there, and he's into the wall as well. That may have been a really good lap for him, as he would have lost a lot there. That was a 2:10.8. Right along, he's on an outlap. We'll go with right along with Brown. He's coming into Forest Elbow now. Taps a wall a little bit there, sadly. We're right along with Cutchy, who's headed into the cutting. A bit of a lock up there. Misses the apex as well. Now headed through Reed Park, up the hill. It's flat through here. If you want to get a really good lap and you have trust in the car, you should be flat all along here. Takes a little bit of curb there. That helps get the car turned in. Flat through there as well. That's really brave. Get it right up. Should have gone a bit more over to the left there, because now you have to take too much curb through here. Now into the dip, a little bit unstable. Misses the apex. That's really going to affect the exit speed for the run down to Forest Elbow. A little bit of a lock up there too. Might need to make a change to the brake. Might need to make a change to the brake bias. Something's wrong. Oh, there. James Delaney's back out on track, out on an out lap. See what Cutchy's able to get out of this lap. Coming through Murray's corner. Got to squeeze the throttle really nicely there to avoid wheel spin, and that's a 2:11.1 for Cutchy. Cooper Shipley's just come through. That was an out lap, sorry. See what sort of lap Brown's on. Will follow him as he heads down the mountain. He seems really unstable in the rear. Everything just seems to be going out from underneath him, but he gets it turned in really nicely. His setup must be a lot more aggressive on the front. You can see he has really good turn in there, and it causes him to tap the wall and then hit the wall on the outside as well. We're right along here with Bill Cosmariquez for a lap, as he's out on his proper lap now after his out lap. And now he's headed down pit straight towards Hell Corner. He brakes perfectly there, but he misses the apex a little bit. Can he get it on the power nicely? Yes, he does. He's got a nice run, I think, down Mountain Straight. Lets the car rev out a heap there. Misses the apex really bad there though. Hits the wall there on the outside. Now we'll go right along with James Delaney. No, he's out on an out lap. Brown just came across with a 2:12.2. It's only 13 minutes of quality left. We'll go right along with James Delaney. After this outlap, we'll see what he's got in him. He's still on a 2:07.8. Sadly, where Daniel Cicluna's on a 2:06.7. Sorry, I forgot to mention that that livery there is also made by Cooper Shipley at Shipley Designs. Right in the car as he heads up Mountain Straight now. He gets it pulled up for Quarry Bend, and he gets on the power really nicely, but there's a bit of oversteer there and the back end kicks out. He still seems to be alright though. Now he's heading into the cutting. It's really easy to miss the apex there. He misses it a tiny bit, but it's alright. He's still got it. Now he's headed into Griffin's Mount. Now into Reed Park up the hill. He's still climbing. He gets really close to the BP Ultimate wall there. Gets it right up against the wall on the right hand side there. He has to get a little bit of a slight lift. He's right up against the Pertex sign there on the right and left. And now he's headed across Skyline. Down through the S's. Into the Dipper. He gets it pulled up really nicely and turned him well. This could be a good lap. Now he's down to the run down to Forest Elbow. How does he get it pulled up? Bit of it really nicely actually. It didn't look as really good in the entry, but he pulled it together. And that's a really good exit now onto Conrod Straight. We're getting down into the last 10 minutes of qualifying. It is time to knuckle down and push out some good laps. Then the car just rev out and then they're running a different gearing actually. They're able to reach 281 there before getting hard on the brakes for the chase. Really nicely through there too. There is marginal room for error there. And he gets really late on the brakes into Murray's corner. He gets it pulled up perfectly and he gets down on the power. What sort of lap is it? It's a 208.3. It looks really good though. I wonder if the track's starting to get out of the groove. And he locks up in the hell corner. That's going to stuff that lap. We'll go right along with someone else now. We'll ride along with Bill Cosmeriquez. Had just done an out lap and now he's on for a good lap now. I've been doing some work with Bill for the last couple of months trying to get him up to the pace here. Gave him some setup tips and some ideas and tricks for his Fanatec gear. He gets it pulled up really nicely for Quarry Bend. On the power nicely too and grabs third. He almost hits the wall there on the left hand side. He needs to turn the car in later and go more to the right there so he can get a better exit. He gets really nicely through there though and now he's headed through Griffin's Mount towards Reed Park. Grabs third nice and late there. Looks really nice. Grabs a bit of curb there on the left hand side. Puts it into the gutter there and then comes through Solomon Park. Or Solomon Park, sorry. Now through McPhilliby Park. He is pushing the hell out of this car, as is everybody else, over Skyline. Down through the S's, there might be a yellow flag up here as James Delaney stopped in the middle of the track. Bill does really good to avoid that. And Bill puts it into the wall. We'll ride along with Shipley for a little bit. Coming down towards the final 6 minutes of qualifying. This hour has actually gone really fast. So right now, top 5 is Daniel Cicluna in first with a 206.7. James Delaney in second with a 207.8. Cooper Shipley, who we're right on board now with a 208.8. Then Cutchy with a 209.2. Then we have C. Brown with a 209.7. Bill Cosmeriquez, who is outside of the top 5 barely with a 209.8. Then Starkey Brown with a 210.8 in 7th, and Sunderland with a 211.9. Cooper Shipley gone a little bit quicker there with 208.5. Seems like James Lane is trying to get close to Cicluna's times. I've seen him in the 206s before. I wonder what's going on. I wonder if he's sandbagging before the top 5. James Laney heads down Conrod straight now. Braking just after the 150 metre board. He gets it turned in nicely. I wonder how the rest of the lap was before we tuned in. Looks a little bit loose through there. He heads down pit straight. That's a 207.808. He goes a tiny little bit quicker. Gets it pulled up nicely for Hell Corner and gets it on the power hard. Right on board as he heads up Mountain Straight. This track has some of the craziest elevation change in any track in Australia. And it's just a classic. This just screams classic with these old cars and this icon of a track. Does it get any better than this? As he gets it nicely through the cutting. Gets a little bit sideways through Griffin's Mountain there, but now he's headed through Reed Park. He's nice and flat through there. It looks really good. He puts it right out in the right and puts it into the grate and turns it in hard and grabs 4th. He doesn't let off. He gets really close to the Pertec wall there. He gives a slight lift through McPhilliby, but that isn't really nice. He didn't get it perfect. Now down through Skyline into the S's and now towards the Dipper. How does he get it pulled up? Really nicely. How does he get on the power? Really nicely. Everything seems great. I wonder how the lap times are going. Is he pulling purple? He grabs a bit of throttle there to get the car turned in. Misses the apex a tiny bit there through Forest Elbow, but he still recovers. And now he's headed down Conrod Straight. Seems to be on a really nice lap here. Can it be better than Cicluna's 206.7? He's back out on track now also. Braking really late there. And grabs a bit of curb. That's going to hurt. He had to let off. What sort of lap's it going to be? 207.1. I think he stuffed it when he took too much curve. Cicluna's into the wall at the top of the hill. Wonder how Cooper Shipley's going here. We've only got a minute 40 left. Only 40 seconds left now. Let's see if anybody's able to squeeze in a last minute flyer. Whoa, and now Cooper Shipley's into the wall. That's going to stuff that lap. And Bill Cosmariquez has spun. Headed down towards, can he get it to go across the line again so he can have another go at it? He's got 15 seconds to get there. He should get there. We got Brown headed on a lap. He won't get another lap. James Delaney will though, as he does a 2:07.8 then. Is Bill going to get in the way though? He might. Delaney might have to wait to top 5 to get in front of Cicluna, and I think he's going to have to. He knows it too. He's let off. He knows he isn't going any better. So now we'll just ride along with Bill Cosmariquez, who's doing a last minute push to try and get in the top 5. He needs to go a couple of tenths better to get over Brown. He would be fuming right now. I bet you he's saying me and Kian Mitsuko as much as he can. He's pushing as hard as he can right now through Simon Park. And now he's headed towards McPhilliby. Through the hard speed left-hander. Right up against the Pertex sign on the left. He seems to miss the apex a little bit there, but he gets on the power nicely. How's he look through Skyline? Pretty nice. He's a little bit late on the brakes there that ends up messing him up for the dipper, but he seems to recover. Is he going to go any better? How's he get it pulled up? Pretty nicely, but he seems... Oh, he was really close to the wall on the left there, and he slams down the power. He is the last person to cross the line. How quick is he going to be? He's headed down Conrod now. He gets a bit of a break here to get his breath back and think about what he's going to do into the chase. He doesn't want to brake too late and lock up, but he wants to brake as late as he can to push. What's he going to do? He brakes just after the 150 metre board.
Run to leave the server, Daniel.
And he gets it turned in. He's a little bit wide there. Is he going to go any better and make the top 5? As he heads through Murray's corner. Is it any better? Is he going to make it? No, it's a 2:10.7. I will join you back in the top 5 in a couple minutes.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the ATCM 1000. We've got the drivers lined up ready on the grid. We're just waiting for the lights to come up. The start of the great race. Here we go.
Okay, we're just about to start the top 5. And then we're going to go. Our first person up is going to be...
Is the server
Brown.
in practice for you?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
It shouldn't be in practice.
Okay, so you want to sort of leave and change it, or...
Yeah.
Okay, can everybody please leave the server? Sorry, boys. Everything was going so well too.
It's the right server now. Tell them to join.
Okay, everybody join. The right server is up now.
When everyone's in the server, you can start calling people out.
Yeah, okay. Okay, everybody is in. Okay, can Brown please go do their lap, please? Okay, so now we have Brown headed out for their top 10 shootout. Top 5 shootout, sorry. So it means they get this one warm-up lap, then they have one lap to do fast lap they can, basically. So it's pretty simple. So we'll just see what Brown can do. Let's have a quick look at his livery. Oh shit, you sure 15 minutes is going to be enough? You there, Ship? You're doing push to talk to everyone. Wait.
Are you in my mumble chat?
Yep.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be enough.
It isn't.
But we're going to have a go.
Okay,
Probably send the next person now.
Send them now.
Yeah.
Nah, I can't send them now. Because then they're going to be in front of him, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I can send them right after they go out, though. Basically. I can let them get through 2 corners.
You probably should have let him go when he was at the S's.
Yeah, probably.
Just do it for the next car.
Yeah.
Because who's next?
Next we got Kutchi. So I'll tell them to go when this bloke gets to the first corner, right? Like second corner.
Yeah, second.
Yeah. Okay.
Tell him to take it slow too.
Yeah. I'll let them get through the corner so I'm not talking while they're in the corner. Okay, Kutchi, can you please go out for your lap now?
So when they're at the S's, tell them the next car to go slow.
Yeah. The next car's you anyway, mate.
Oh, is it? No. Uh-oh.
Okay, I'm gonna go back. So we've got Brown on their lap now. Sorry, we had a bit of a mess up. Bit of a mess up there for Brown. That isn't going to help. Okay, could Cooper Shipley please start their lap? And Brown's off, sadly. Cutchy will be starting their lap now. Could James Delaney please start their lap? And take it easy, James. Kind of slow it down a bit if you can. Just don't push super hard like Shipley did. Got Cutchy now heading through Reed Park. At this point, you'd be pushing as much as you can. Because if you've qualified at the bottom of the order, you just want to go higher, where the most time you'll find the bloke who's qualified first isn't going to go as hard because they're only going to go backwards then. If you qualify about 5th, you really want to push hard because you can probably get a bit more out of it. But if you mess up, you're not going to lose any positions, are you? It's all about mind games, I say, racing. Bit of a lock up there for Cutchy in the Forest Elbow. Now Cutchy crosses the line with the 2095, sorry. And we'll follow along with Cooper Shipley. He'll be going for their lap very, very soon. Okay, you can start your lap, Cicluna. Now we've got Cooper Shipley who's racing across the line now. Sorry if I'm not on the cars as much. I've got to make sure we can get them all out nicely, as we lost our race to that director, sadly. So I'm kind of having to do a bit of both. Cooper Shipley does a 2:11 flat. That puts him in 2nd place. Now we'll ride along with James Delaney, who's would be pushing the hell out of this car because he wasn't able to get in front of Daniel Cicluna in qualifying, so he would want to get there now as he heads through the S's. Now down towards the dipper. How's he get it pulled up? Really good. He gets on the power nicely too. Oh, and he's into the wall a little bit there. How's that going to affect him? Now he heads down to Forest Elbow. Does he get it stopped? Yes. Gets it turned in nicely too, and he's on the power nicely too. He is pushing hard. You can see that especially because of how he slid into the wall. Coming down through the dipper. And he heads into the chase now. He kind of misses his apex there, and that affects his exit because he can't get on the power as hard. Now he's coming down towards Murray's. He gets it turned in nicely there, and he's on the power nice and hard too. What sort of lap's that? That's a 2:07.4. Well, now right along with Daniel Cicluna, who's the last person to have a lap today. He crosses the line for his lap. We'll ride with him. He gets it pulled up nicely for Hell Corner. He gets on the power nicely. He slides it through there. Now he heads up Mountain Straight. He's chasing a 2:07.4 for first place. You wouldn't want to qualify first and then stuff it in the top 5, would you? That would be horrific. Nicely on the brakes there. Gets it turned in perfectly for Crowley Bend. Gets it up to 4th, and now he has the long run up towards the cutting. Gets it turned in nicely there, inches away from the wall. He barely doesn't tap the wall there. I think he lost a mirror. Now he gets a bit sideways off Griffin's Mount. Now towards into Reed Park. How close is he going to get to the wall here on the outside? Really close. He goes down to 4th, I think. No, 3rd, then up to 4th. He'll go down to 2nd here, down the S's. He's going to hold 2nd through the dipper. He gets a little bit loose through the dipper, but he recovers. Now he's headed down towards Forest Elbow. How's he get it pulled up? Gets down to 2nd. He's right up against the wall there on the inside. He heads down Conrod Straight now. This is the final time we'll see this tonight. Hard on the brakes. He seemed to brake pretty early there, but it means he can get the car turned in nicely and get on the power early. And that should give him a good run now down to Murray's Corner. Braking just after the 100-metre board, down to 2nd gear, feeds it in, gets it on the power nice and hard, gets a little sideways out of there. What is it? It's a 2:06.7. That puts him up to 1st. So our lineup for tomorrow's race is going to go Cicluna, Delaney, Cutchy, Shipley, Brown, and I forgot what the other 3 were after quali. I'll tell you now. So 6 we have Bill Cosmo, 7 Scott Starkey, 8 Ashley Sunderland. That's our lineup for tomorrow's race. It's the full 161 laps and it will commence at 11:30 tomorrow. So I hope you all can join us then. I'll be commentating tomorrow as well, and I might see if I can have a couple more people join me. I might have Cooper Hanare, who is a part of... He was meant to race in the race, but he ended up having technical issues with his pedals, so I might see if he wants to come and commentate with me tomorrow. So thanks to everyone for joining in today. It's been fun, and I hope to see you all tomorrow. So thank you, and see us.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the ATCM 1000. We've got the drivers lined up ready on the grid. We're just waiting for the lights to come up. The start of the great race. Here we go.